through the storm surge. There you see some power lines down, and I don't know if we're hearing that on air, but let's make sure we don't. But you can see here trees down across the road, power lines down, and just very, very dangerous. He's getting through here at this moment. So he's approaching Beck Avenue, was it?
6.
All right.
Near the Panama City Marina.
Just kind of checking to see. You know, you get on down there. I am just surprised at the amount that we've seen.
Again, remember, the damage is more severe to the east,
Right,
down toward Mexico
right.
Beach, Port St. Joe, Cape San Blas. I'm afraid the Cape's underwater.
Well, we video from Ginger. The water's up to the roof line
Right.
in many of those homes. That's a good 10 feet, and you saw just tons of debris in that water. So you're talking storm surge in excess of 10 feet. And I don't know if I've got my stick back here. Let me see. Let me show you what that looks like a little bit. Let me show you this. If you guys can see this, I don't know if you can see it from away. I keep this in the back for just such an occasion. I'm 6 foot. This is an 8-foot stick. So two feet above. Go ahead and show the studio. It's fine. Go ahead. It'll be okay for this moment. You can back it on out all the way if you can. Brenda, step to the side there just a second. Brenda's about 4 feet tall. But what you know, but look at this. I can't even move it back far enough. This is 8 foot right here. The top of this wall is about 10 feet. So you're looking at 10 feet of water at the top of that wall, and that's the storm surge that we saw off Ginger Z's video. So again, you're looking at 10 feet of water, 4 feet above my head, and that's just some of it. We think it's even more than that. You could take this full screen. I'll put the big stick up. But notice winds of 150 miles an hour. That's our last update. So you're still looking at a very strong Category 4 storm. What we'll start to notice in the next hour or two is that forward movement, that forward momentum. It's moving to the north-northeast at about 15. That'll become more northeasterly, should pick up some forward speed and accelerate into the Carolinas. By tomorrow morning, this thing's going to be in South Carolina. So it's going to rapidly begin to move in that direction. And it's along that path where we have the tornado watch all the way through central Georgia up until, was it 1 a.m., James, 2 a.m. Eastern time? It was...
Yeah. And by the way, let's show a radar of our part of the state. We are getting some folks asking about the rain situation here. So
that's us right there.
Right.
Let me mix that up again and do it a different way. There we go.
Right, there we go. So again, the leading edge of the big rain shield is coming up on Birmingham. And again, it's raining from Birmingham south and east, a few patchy showers on the western side of the state. And again, I want to stress, a lot of people are just joining us. For the northern half of Alabama, wind under 25 miles an hour, no flooding, no tornado threat, no dangerous weather, no problems. Other than the fact that it's just raining a little bit. So for the northern half of the state, I want to make that perfectly clear. Any issues down in southeast Alabama, down toward Dothan, Ozark, Abbeville, Geneva, that's the deal. So I want to just make that perfectly clear to be sure that folks understand that we don't have any problems up this way. And again, we're starting to see more and more images coming in from some of the hardest hit areas as some of the communication services are being restored. Let's go back to WEX 05 if we can. Again, this is some of the damage from Port St. Joe. And obviously that's just some tree damage we're seeing there. This is coming from Mark Sudduth, one of our friends. Again, this is from Panama City, or I say that, I'm not exactly sure where Mark is located. But again, there's obviously a lot of extreme damage in this home or hotel. Looks like that's a hotel lobby there. And again, this is Tallahassee. We've got Stephen Quinn. There's a big tree down, and conditions are deteriorating there in Tallahassee. They are on the east side of the storm circulation. And again, let me go back to a few more here really quick. And
Tallahassee's, what, 60 miles from the center of the storm?
Right. This has a fairly large wind envelope. And again, this is from an Instagram user, and that's pretty remarkable. That's some of the most stunning video that we have seen coming from Mexico Beach.
Right. And that's that roof line I was talking about. That's probably 10 feet of water.
Right, and again, water's not supposed to be down there. That would normally be dry land. That's storm surge. That is where we had that big push, that onshore flow. And quickly, a few more images coming in of damage. This is damage coming in from Panama City Beach. Don't know the exact location of that structure, but it looks like that's probably pretty close to the coast, perhaps. And I'm afraid we're just going to see scenes like this. Understand, this was a strong Category 4, upper end Category 4 at the time of landfall. Top winds 155 miles an hour, producing a lot of damage in Panama City Beach. And we're going to obviously stay with our live stream here in just a second. Wanted to show some of the still images we have. And again, this is what it looked like in Panama City from one of the utility workers who was there waiting for conditions to improve to go out and restore power. And Charles, I have no idea how many people have no power, but it's going to be a big, big, big load of folks with no power.
And we're going to probably add hundreds of thousands of people as this moves into Georgia, as this continues its track. I mean, we're going to see trees down throughout the evening into South Georgia as it moves inland, just because the sheer number, or the wind speed will maintain at around 100 miles an hour, especially closer to that eye wall. And you go from more of those tropical trees that can handle it, like the palm trees, so you get into those pine trees, those what do they call them, long leaf pines that just like that.
Let's go back to the live stream if we can.
Yeah, we've got it up. That's I believe that's it, right?
There we go.
No, there we go.
That's live right now.
So he's around Beck Avenue in Panama City. Chris, you.
Well, I wanted to let everybody know this is good news. I mean, Alex Dorenz, our colleague, is in Dothan, and I don't know what watches or warnings are in effect for Dothan, but he just tweeted out that hospitals there in the Dothan area are operating at capacity. So far, no influx in the ER. However, that number is expected to grow as the storm passes, because James and Charles, as you both know, the second half of this storm can be quite devastating, because sometimes you get the structures that are weakened, you get more rain that comes through, but at the same time you get the first responders who are able to go out and do some of the survey and check on people. But that's the good news coming out of Dothan right now, James.
Yeah, that's good. And we have heard of no injuries or fatalities at this moment. But of course, information is very sketchy, especially from areas east of Panama City, east of the Air Force Base, east of Tyndall. And again, these images are coming in from Panama City. Okay, so Chris, this was, you say, okay, so this...
That was an hour ago.
This not live. Oh, this is live.
Those winds were just whipping those palm trees.
Wow.
And now the winds have calmed down a bit, and you can see the palm trees have taken a beating just within the past hour.
Yeah, they don't look too healthy after that.
And really, looking at the radar, Panama City Beach, they're about to come out of the rain. It's about to really, conditions are about to drastically improve within the next 30 minutes or so as the storm moves inland for the folks right along the beach.
Yeah, we got to take a break here. So, again, we're going to be here all afternoon. We're not going anywhere. A lot of folks with great questions, and we're going to try and answer them. We can't understand. We got folks asking us to get to certain areas, and we're not able to do that. It's not safe to really be out in a lot of these places down here, but we're going to try and answer as many questions as we can. We're not going anywhere. We're going to take a very quick break. We'll be right back as continuing coverage of the landfall of Hurricane Michael continues on ABC 3340.